The man in the middle is here. Chris Worley, Ohio State's starting linebacker. Chris will anchor the Silver Bullet defense next season, and maybe one day he'll anchor the news too. We'll explain that in just a minute. I believe this is the first time we've ever had our own 10 TV intern as a guest on Wall of 10. Should be fun. Hey there, welcome to Wall to Wall Sports, delivered by Donato's. I'm Dave Holmes.
And I'm Kayla Anderson. Chris Worley is standing by, ready to conquer those 10 questions. But first, special thanks to Donato's for being in the house tonight. Nothing better than some free pizza on a Saturday night.
We are now joined by the starting middle linebacker on the Silver Bullet defense, our 10 TV intern, Chris Worley. Chris, we're going to play a game called Wall of 10. Here's how it works. We have 10 topics. Some are Buckeye football. He's scouting them right now.
Yeah, he is. He's scouted them out.
Some are random. Okay, Kayla's here to help you out. You ready to do this?
I'm ready to do this.
Okay, first thing first. The middleman. The hardest part about switching to middle linebacker is?
The expectations, that you have, not just from the outside world, but also, your teammates. Everyone's looking to you to, get everyone lined up, make sure everyone's in the right defense, and basically looking at you as their leader. And, me being a natural leader, it wasn't that hard, but it's also a culture shock playing on the outside.
Was it at all a challenge, or do you actually embrace those challenges? Are you somebody who likes change once in a while?
Oh, yeah, I love change. There's a bunch of, posters throughout our facilities, our meeting rooms, the weight room. Says, discomfort breeds growth. So I actually kind of embrace that since I've been there, and change of positions as much as I have. It's just something I have to live by at this point.
Natural for it.
All right, number 2, Tiger Bite, something I know you want to forget about, that Clemson game. Do you use it as motivation? Is it something you put behind? How much has that game played into this offseason?
It's sort of like a culture that has been bred throughout the team. Losing like that, no one wants to go out like that. So it's giving everyone sort of just like you said, it feels like you've been bitten, and you want to get rid of it like a mosquito bite. But the only way to get rid of it is going out there and working it and making sure you're better in case you get put in that situation again.
I know you try to erase it quickly, but how tough is it really to forget about a game, like that when you're in the college football playoffs?
Well, it took me. Well, I'm still recovering from it. So,
really?
It's one of those things that never goes away until you basically hosting a trophy. And as college football can see, it's very hard with the new playoff format. So, at this point, we're just kind of embracing the grind of getting back to where we were to making sure that we can play better than we did.
All right, let's perk it up here.
Yes.
I'm getting sad here. Okay. Urban secret. What's something our viewers would be surprised to learn about Urban Meyer? Something you maybe know that the rest of us would be surprised.
One thing that a lot of people don't know is that, he kind of have a little bit of, urban dance to himself.
Oh, really? Urban dance?
Yeah. He's got a little hip on his hop?
Yeah, he got a little hip-hop dance within him. He tries to bring it out behind closed doors, like after we win a game. He'll, like, pull me to the side, like, so what's that little dance that you guys are doing?
Can you show us?
Yeah, what's an urban step, maybe? I picture this. So what is it? But it's better than that.
No, it's like when we lost to Michigan State and we had to play the team up north, and around that time of the year, everyone was doing a dab in the NFL.
Dab, yeah.
So like Cam Newton was dabbing, and everyone was dabbing, and he's one of those guys that that he's not like staying up on the hip hop culture. So it's like. For him to even know that, you're like, why do he know that? Like, why does he know what a dab is? So he put me to the side after the game. We were walking up the tunnel together. He said, I'm going to hit a dab in front of everyone. So I just looked at him like, okay. So he's like, just tell me what I got to do. So I just showed him how to do it. And we get to the locker room, and they're playing music. We got that bad feeling out of our bodies that we just lost, and we just won a game. And we kind of, beat them really bad that year. So he came in there and he hit a dab, and everyone just went berserk. Like the whole locker room went crazy. Like, where did that come from? And I didn't think he was going to do it. So,
wow.
He proved a lot of people wrong.
I like it.
It's going to be hard to top that tonight on Wall of 10. That's a great story, Chris. Every year, someone comes under the radar and becomes a household name. Who's someone that maybe fans haven't heard of, and this year they're going to say, wow, he's a player?
With a place like Ohio State, guys never really go, just under the radar. And just,
they fall in from the time they're 16.
Right. Like, Marshawn was a 5-star high recruit, and you see this type of season he had, and people are like, oh, he came out of nowhere. No, he was a highly talented recruit, and Coach Meyer talked about him as soon as he got on campus. Like, he didn't come out of nowhere. He just, you know, got healthy basically and played. So if I was to say one guy that basically didn't play last year, I'll have to say Benjamin Victor.
Okay.
Playmaker.
Yeah. Also, I would say our tight ends.
Yeah.
Jake Houseman, Luke Farrell.
Which aren't talked about a lot.
They aren't talked about a lot, but they're guys that's getting better throughout practice. And you know, me playing linebacker, I have to play against those guys in practice throughout spring ball, and they've gotten a lot better since last year. So hopefully they can help us out.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Tar Blood Brothers here. You're a Glenville guy, like about 20% of the Ohio State rosters been over the past couple decades. Who's the best football player in Glenville history? I mean, there are guys. I mean, I'll give you Dante Whitner, Troy Smith, Cardell Jones, Marshawn Lattimore. I mean, there are a lot out there.
I'll have to say 3 guys.
Okay.
First was back in the day, before any of us were born. His name was, we call him Shields.
Okay.
He played quarterback, and he was a highly talented recruit. Things didn't pan out for him throughout his life, but he was one of them. Of course, Ted Ginn Jr.
Right.
And also Darius Hiley. We call him Superman.
Nice.
In the Glenville neighborhood. He was one of those guys that he came here, ended up getting kicked out of school, and another guy that things didn't go well for him. But coming out of Glenville, he's definitely a legend.
Did you have a favorite player growing up? You said you weren't a Browns fan specifically, but you followed a lot of individual players?
Yeah, so me and Marshawn, we grew up playing football together, so we both played running back.
Yeah.
And, so I used to watch Jim Brown highlights, Walter Payton highlights, O.J. Simpson, all those type of guys. But I used to also watch defenders. So my favorite linebackers of all time was Lawrence Taylor, Ray Lewis, of course. I love the way he plays the game. But as far as DBs, Sean Taylor, he was one of those guys
Bad man. He can hit.
that I loved watching play and loved studying tape. So, and for playmaking wise, and swag, I have to give it to Deion Sanders. So I have a few players.
You got a few.
I have a few players.
I like it though.
That's a good handful. Okay, let's talk about the 216. You're a Cleveland guy. Will the Cavs repeat as champions? Why or why not?
Yes, sir, and they will, because at the end of the day, they have a bad man head of charge by the name of LeBron James. So hopefully, after the season pans out, we have another parade in the 216.
Talk about a team that has fun, man. The Cavs. The Cavs have fun.
Yeah, the handshakes. Do you guys have those handshakes at OSU? Do you guys have any of those?
A little bit.
Yeah.
We don't have as much time to do handshakes.
Yeah, right?
Because the college game is so much up-tempo offense. It's like, oh, you made a play, you better hurry up and get back home.
Exactly.
Another play, so.
You got another one. All right, man on the mic here. You're majoring in communications, an intern of ours. Who is your favorite sports broadcaster when you watch TV and say, oh, I like that guy?
Stephen A. Smith is just a crazy guy that I just love watching. Like, I like Max Kellerman, Kerry Champion. Who else? I love Skip. I haven't watched him so much since he's been on Fox.
Yeah.
So you like kind of like the opinionated people, like the people that kind of just have their opinions, aren't afraid to share them.
Yeah.
That's
how, in my opinion, that's how it should be.
Sure. Sports is always a debate.
It's always a debate.
Right?
It's always a debate.
So do you want to be on TV when your football career is done? Is that the goal?
That's one of the goals. I have a few, but that's definitely one of the goals, and hopefully I can get there.
Well, once Kayla gives you a letter of recommendation, you'll be
you're
fine.
in.
All right, best dressed buck. Who is the best dressed guy on this Ohio State football team? I'm taking yourself out of it.
Taking me out?
Yeah, take you out of it. Who's got the?
All right, I'm definitely 1A.
Okay.
Who's 1B?
1B, there's a few guys. Paris Campbell can dress.
Joe Burrow? I've heard some. I've heard rumors.
He may be the worst.
Oh my God.
That's what I've heard. I've heard people say Joe Burrow shows up in some stuff that just makes your stomach turn.
Yeah, Joe Burrow. No, Joe Burrow's the bottom of the bottom. Who's that? Some other people. Parrish. Wayne Davis could dress. Jalen can dress. Taekwon Tracy. There's guys that can dress, but I'm definitely the best dressed.
Okay, you got it on record right here. The best dressed.
I figured that much. Okay, Last Supper. Let's say it's your last day on Earth. You can eat whatever you want. The football diet's done.
Yeah.
So what are your 3 meals? What are we doing on your last day? Eat what you want.
My mom's macaroni and cheese.
Oh.
Okay.
It has to be on there.
Yum.
Jalen Holmes' mother's nachos, which is like crazy. Like her nachos, like she need to patent them and go sell them somewhere. Like, they're crazy. And I have to say some good old tender ribs.
Good.
I love ribs. So.
Those are three exactly perfect
You're
meals.
breaking your diet. What are you doing, Kayla?
Man, I'm taking macaroni and cheese, pizza, and fries for sure.
And Donato's Pizza, man. All right, last question. One nice thing.
Oh, goodness.
We live in a polarized time, politically and all sorts of stuff. Can you say one nice thing about Michigan to finish up this show, just to bring people together, Chris?
Well, at least they're in America.
There you go.
That could be a nice thing I can say about them.
Man, what a perfect way to sum it
They
up.
are Americans, folks.
Absolutely.
He didn't say Michigan, by the way. He's only going to say that team up north.
No, he did not.
Well,
that
Chris,
team up north.
Thank you so much for coming in. And here's a tip, since you are just starting your internship.
Yes.
Whatever Dom Taberry says,
yes,
make sure you do the opposite.
Okay.
And you'll be just fine, man.
you'll be perfect. Thanks so much, Chris.
No problem.